Welcome to Good Money, your trusted source for personal finance advice. I'm Tanya Rivero in New York. It's no secret the job market right now is brutal. Millions of Americans are out of work and millions others are struggling to make ends meet. In this kind of environment, it's vital to stretch every dollar as far as you can. Yet many Americans are failing to make use of what our next guest calls one of the best kept financial secrets, flexible spending accounts. So here to give us the ABCs of FSAs is personal finance expert Manisha Thakor. She's also the author of Get Financially Naked. Hi, Manisha. Great to see you again.
Great to be here, Tanya.
So first of all, tell us what flexible spending accounts are and why we should care about them.
Absolutely. So a flexible spending account is an employee benefit that enables you to pay for costs that are not covered by your insurance. So a common example might be co-pays for doctor visit, prescriptions, qualified dental care like braces, or vision care like glasses. And what's really important and why we should care about this, Tanya, is 80% of Americans who have access to FSAs aren't using them.
That's interesting.
And you may say, like, well, okay, how many people have access to them? Well, of companies that have 500 or more employees, 85% of them actually offer FSAs. People just don't understand what they are, and that's why I've teamed up with WageWorks on what we're calling a Save Smart, Spend Healthy campaign to raise awareness around this gem that's out there that a lot of people aren't utilizing.
That's a great idea. Are HR departments just not advertising them well enough? I mean, why is there this big black hole when it comes to understanding them?
You know, I think there are 5 key benefits of flexible spending accounts, and I think when we walk through them, we'll see that unless they're explained in a very simple manner, we're all so busy these days.
It takes time to figure it out, and it does take a little legwork to get it set up and the rest of it. All right, well, let's start with all the benefits to get people motivated.
Exactly.
And of course, the biggest one is it just saves you money.
It absolutely does. So bottom line, the key benefit of a flexible spending account is you are spending pre-tax dollars. And when I say that phrase, pre-tax dollars, people's eyes glaze over. So plain English, think about it like this. You're at the grocery store. You got a basket of stuff you're checking out. You need the stuff. Person behind it taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, Tanya, here's a coupon for up to 40% off of what you already need to buy. You want it? You'd be crazy not to accept. And that's what a flexible spending account is. And if you go to SaveSmartSpendHealthy.com, you can actually see a list of all the different things you could put in that shopping basket.
And should we say here that we're just talking about flexible spending accounts that have to do with health? Because there are several different kinds of flexible spending accounts. There are various different
kinds today to keep things simple, because I really want to get the message. I'll hone in on health.
Okay, fantastic. Now, another reason why we should set them up and use them is it enables you to keep more of your pay. Who doesn't want to do that?
It does, and this again is an area where I think if we can explain it very simply, people might think, oh my gosh, why am I not doing this? So here's my example. You go to the dentist, but you don't have dental care. The bill's $100. Let's say your tax rate is 33%. You would need to earn $150 because Uncle Sam is going to take $50 to get the $100 to pay the dentist. If you have an FSA, because it comes out before Uncle Sam gets Uncle Sam's cut, you only have to earn $100. So FSAs keep Uncle Sam away. That's the way to think about it.
I like that. That's very, very good. Now, they can also help you stay on budget, you say. How does that work?
They can. So what people have noticed throughout business is things that get measured get managed. And so, you know, whether it's goals, you set goals, you have a higher chance of achieving them. You're trying to lose weight, you write down what you eat less. If you're trying to stay on top of your money, the simple act of signing up for a flexible spending account, cataloging what expenses you have that might be covered, that exercise really helps sharpen your thinking and helps you rein in your family's healthcare costs.
Fantastic, and it can reduce stress.
It really can. One of the other things about FSAs that a lot of people don't realize is when you commit to signing up for an FSA, and we're moving into open enrollment period in the fall, so let's say for 2011 you commit $5,000, that money is available to you on day one.
A lot of people may not be aware of that.
They may not know that. And one thing I want to highlight is, thanks to the healthcare legislation, in January of 2013, that limit is going to drop down to $2,500. So if you've got some elective procedures, the next couple of years, you really want to be using those FSAs.
But is the entire amount available to you on day one, or does it have to come out of your paycheck slowly?
No, and that's the thing a lot of people don't realize. The entire amount is available to you on day one. It will get, there's a bit of accounting that is involved, so it gets pulled out of your paycheck as you go along throughout the year. But if an emergency happens in January, you are covered for the full amount.
That is fantastic. Now, how do these then help keep you healthy?
So this is my favorite one. So Flexible spending accounts make it so much more affordable for you to do the kinds of preventative things that we all know we're supposed to do, but oftentimes we don't. Get those teeth checked once a year, get that annual physical, stay on the medicines that your doctor prescribes you. What I like to say is the one investment that never fails is taking care of your health, and that's why understanding the ABCs of FSAs is so important.
But if you do already have health insurance through your employer, how much do you really need the extra cash that you're putting aside in an FSA?
Yeah, and that is one of the most common questions, and a lot of people don't realize just how much of a benefit until they sit down and they add up. My goodness, contact lens solutions, contacts, braces. Then you start adding up all those doctor copays, especially if you have kids.
So where can you find a list of what's a reimbursable expense? Because some of those things, there's a gray area.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. And the best website that I can suggest people go to is SaveSmartSpendHealthy.com, where you can learn about the whole list, what FSAs are, what types of things are included, and get a whole bunch of other information as well.
And there is a maximum amount of money you can put in a flexible spending account, correct?
Correct. Right now it's capped at the greater of your employer, or excuse me, the lesser of your employer's allowable amount, or $5,000 per year, and that number will be dropping down to $2,500 in 2013.
Right. Now there must be some drawbacks. I know that a lot of people fear the biggest drawback is that if you don't spend all the money in your flexible spending account, what happens to the money that's left over?
And that is the biggest objection that I hear, like, oh, well, if I don't use it, I'll lose it, so I'm not even going to go there. And my retort to that is, that's like saying, well, if I meet someone special and it doesn't last forever, then it's not worth it, so I'm not even going to try. The sheer dollar benefit of participating in an FSA is so enormous. It's worth it to take the 15-20 minutes it takes to sit down, look at your expenses, and make a best guess estimate of what you're going to need in that year.
The average healthy person who doesn't have any outstanding huge health needs would put aside what?
I mean, honestly, a healthy person, the way things go today, could easily spend $1,000 or $2,000 in out-of-pocket care.
There you go.
So that's it, right up front.
Absolutely. Now that we have a few more minutes before we're done here, so let's just touch very quickly on the other kinds of flexible spending accounts that may exist. One is for childcare.
Exactly, and so this is a very similar sort of benefit where you can have pre-tax dollars that you are able to use to pay for a variety of qualified child care expenses. And again, all of these decisions come in a period of the year called open enrollment.
Right.
It's in the fall, and I really like to emphasize this because it's back to school, people are busy, the holidays are coming, and it's so easy to overlook it.
And it can make a difference. And transportation, right? Sometimes that's one
exactly.
as well. Yeah.
Another one is transportation. And so really check in with your HR department in open enrollment season. See what's available.
Absolutely. Manisha Thakor, thank you so much for all that great advice.